As we start developing concentration through systematic training, we will also discover different parts of our being having their own unique will, priorities, and preferences, pulling in multiple directions as the underlying cause of our lack of concentration, because different parts are pulling in different directions. And we will also discover how unconscious we are of this process. And it takes time for all these parts to be gathered and harmonized around our central aspiration of the soul, our inmost being. And it is when this integration deepens and harmonization deepens, our concentration become natural and effortless, because all the parts of our being are gathered and unified around that central will, central aspiration. And with such focus, we can expand further into multiple concentration, not only on external things, but also on internal concentration. So the present moment become the doorway where our past and the future come together, revealing where learning and transformation is emerging in a dynamic living process. And in ancient India, education learning process used this type of a method of learning, where it was not through reading a large number of books or discussions and debates learning proceeded. Instead, students were given mantras, a phrase, short phrase for concentration. Then, no matter what you do in your day, whatever be the activity, it is through that constant repetition of that mantra and its concentration. It is through that window you look upon everything. And knowledge, experience, and realization arise in the present moment experience, a living dynamic force that reveals and transforms. And knowledge thus found gets reported back to the teacher, and the teacher validates it. And we can see such process in the Upanishads like Taittiriya, Bhriguvalli, where Bhrigu is learning from his father through this process of concentration. We can see in Sri Aurobindo's life how he applied such a process. When he was in the Alipur jail, he took up the sadhana of the Gita and he took a phrase, Vasudhaiva Sarvam Iti. Everything is nothing but Vasudhaiva, the divine. And throughout the day, day after day, he was concentrating upon this idea that everything is nothing but the divine. And the realization awakens. He'll come to the experience of the tree, the jailer, the jail, everything is nothing but the divine. And that is an example of this power of concentration used in high spiritual realization. It is the yogic process in which knowledge arises through concentration and you become that which you are exploring. In modern language, essentially it can be called the first person research, where you become that which you are exploring and it transforms you. So the importance of this method was so central in ancient schools of learning. This was the first skill to be developed, ability to gather attention, integrate one's whole being so that one can use it to explore and discover and transform oneself.